there's podcasts from Catholic classics that are talking about the spiritual classic book called Introduction to the Devout Life by St. Francis de Sales. And I'm going to just play a second of it here so you can get an idea of well, let me go into it a little ways.
Act as though such rapid purification will be our lot. Ordinarily, purification and healing, whether of the body or the mind, only takes place gradually, step by step. This commentary, this podcast, you've got your friends, you might have your spouse, you might have a regular confessor, and you might have a spiritual director. But know that you have a lot of resources so that you can talk through.
Excuse me, but what I like about this is some spiritual classics are, there's a different style of writing to it. They can be older, more flowery language, or using different terms that we don't tend to use today. So it can make the material kind of hard to access. In other words, reading it just yourself. And so what they're doing is they're taking this book. It's the same format as you've heard me talk about the Bible in a Year podcast. Well, this is similar to that in that it's only going to last 43 days, so that they're going to have read so much each day, and then they're going to have a commentary on it. So, and it, you don't have to be doing everything on the same day as everyone else again. So it's just interesting. In just the first video, and I'm taking some notes with it and things too, they were talking about, let me get my little notepad out here, notebook. One of the things they were talking about was kind of interesting, is that the guy that wrote the book, to St. Francis, you've got to have the right destination. You've got to be headed in the right direction, because if you're off, eventually, as you go on, you get farther and farther and farther off field. That's like what we've talked about in one of my videos about using a compass. If we don't correct for magnetic declination, we could be really off by the time we say we're walking 3 miles with a compass. If we don't have that declination accounted for in the compass, we're most likely going to miss our target destination, because we'll be so far off. The further you go, the further away you get. And they mentioned that this is the same in the spiritual life. So I think that's good. And, they're defining some terms and things like that. So I think it is a very worthwhile podcast. And they're about a half an hour long. So you've got 43 or 48, I'm not sure, but, close to 50 half-hour segments where, like I say, they read a chapter or two, and then they discuss it, explain it, and discuss it. And if you're a Catholic, I think it might be very good for you to do. Bye.